Hey, what's good? I'm professional shooting coach Colin Castell with Shotmechanics Basketball, and today we're gonna fix your guide hand with this simple 5-cent hack. Stay tuned. All right, so for a lot of players, their guide hand causes a ton of issues on their shot. Either they miss left or right because of it. So today what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you how you can use a nickel to solve your guide hand issues and finally shoot the ball straighter to make more shots. But before we jump into it, click the top link in the description down below to get free instant access to my quick draw shooting workout. This shooting workout I put together specifically for you to help you get a faster in-game shot and a more consistent in-game shot. So check that out, link down below, 100% free for you. Now, let's talk about a guide hand for just a second. The guide hand is basically there on the side of the basketball to guide it towards the hoop. But where a lot of players run into issues is that guide hand starts pushing. It starts thumbing, as we call it. Now this can be an issue, or sometimes it's not an issue. It really just depends on the player. It depends on what they're doing. So if it's an issue and you're missing left and right, then it's something we want to fix. If you're still shooting the shot straight, you don't necessarily need to worry about it too much. But the whole key here is we want to keep our guide hand tight to the side of our hand. Now, if we're just gonna try to remember and do that, a lot of times your muscle memory is gonna take over and you're just gonna continue to thumb it. So what I like to do is a great little hack I learned from Drew Hanlon years ago, where you're going to actually take a quarter or a nickel or a dime or whatever kind of piece of currency you have laying around, and all you're gonna do is you're going to pinch it between the side of your guide hand and your thumb, so you're making almost like a karate chop, just like this. Now, the reason why this is important is by pinching this coin on my offhand, as I go to shoot, I can't push with my thumb without dropping that coin out, right? I can't push with my thumb without dropping that coin out. So what it does is it gives you accountability as a shooter. You're gonna start to notice if you're thumbing it, and it makes it easier to really kind of keep it, really keep that thumb tucked in because you've actually got something to press against. Now, if you don't even have 5 cents, you can even tear a little piece of paper off, fold it up, stick it in there, a piece of pocket lint. So there's no reason you shouldn't be able to do this, even if you don't have zero money, right? So that's one of the reasons why I love this hack, is it's pretty much everybody on the planet can use it to get better. Now, you're gonna notice when you start doing this for the first time, you're gonna miss a lot of shots, especially if you're a big time thumber, right? Your first 2 or 3 shots will probably be an air ball, but the most important thing is not to get discouraged and be like, oh, screw this, I'm not doing this anymore. What you wanna do is battle through that, because very quickly you're gonna adjust, your mechanics are gonna adjust slightly, and you're gonna start shooting the ball a lot straighter. So a lot of times I have my players warm up with a quarter or a nickel or something like that before we even get working out, just to make sure we get their guide hand dialed in just in the warm up setting and scenario. So any quarter, any coin, any whatever, 5 cents, you can be a better shooter with it. All right, so now that we know that we can fix our guide hand like that, I'm gonna give you some drills to really kind of ingrain that muscle memory and work on that alignment on your shooting. So all we're gonna do is you're gonna get your coin, your quarter, your pocket lint, your paper, whatever it is, and you're gonna pinch it like a karate chop in your guide hand. So the first drill we're gonna do is what we call baseline shooting. So I'm gonna head down to the baseline here, and all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna spin the ball out to myself, and I'm gonna catch it and go into my shot. Now, for all these drills, we're not gonna get a ton of movement off the dribble and that sort of stuff because we're pinching the coin the whole time, right? We wanna keep it in our hand. So all we're working on here really is we're working on getting our right hip on the hoop, and we're getting a nice shot towards the basket without pushing with our guide hand. I'm gonna get my rebound. I'm gonna do the same thing on the opposite baseline. I'm gonna work back and forth. Now for this one, you can do it at different levels. You can do form shooting, block to block. You can do mid-range, 15 to 15, or you can even do 3-pointers once you get used to it. A lot of times what you can do is you can also scoot your range out as you get comfortable, right? You might start in close because it's gonna feel weird with the coin, and then as you get more comfortable, you can work your way out. But baseline shooting is a great way to get your heart rate up and make sure that you're not thumbing the basketball, keeping that hip aligned. All right, so the next drill we've got is what we call thigh rest shooting. So all we're gonna do now is we're gonna get in our athletic shooting stance. Any range you want to, could be form, could be all the way out to 3, and you're just gonna rest the ball on your dominant thigh. So if I'm a right-handed shooter, I'm gonna rest it on my right thigh. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to pinch the coin in my guide hand. I'm gonna start my guide hand on the opposite thigh. So I got thigh and thigh just like this, and then I'm gonna snap it over to the ball and then launch up directly into my shot from there. The whole key here is we want the ball and my hips to move at the same time, really making sure that I'm not adjusting my hand on the ball and then trying to push with the thumb each time. The key here is we're going for quickness and speed. We wanna pretend like as we're getting ready to fire, my heels are up and I'm grabbing and launching into that jump shot as quick as I possibly can. This is gonna help your hand positioning. It's gonna help your hand speed in your jump shot. Again, move around the court, shoot from different angles. All we're trying to do is keep that thumb off the ball, keep it flying nice and straight. All right, so the next one is super simple. You're just gonna shoot free throws. So you come to the line, do your exact same routine, but the whole time I'm gonna hold this coin just like I'm doing a karate chop, and then that way I'm working on keeping them nice and straight, right? So free throws, the less variables you can have on your jump shot, the more accurate you're gonna be. So if we can take that thumb out of it, it's gonna be a lot straighter, and you can really kind of work to dial in those muscle memory and those mechanics, you know, really easily at that free throw line. So free throws, a great way to work on that guide hand. All right, so next up, we're going 90 hop shooting. So what we're doing is this. I'm facing 90 degrees away from the hoop. I'm putting both hands on the ball like I'm getting ready to shoot. And then all I'm doing is I'm dropping into a 90 hop and then firing into my shot, right? Again, the whole key here is I'm pinching the coin the entire time. Get my rebound, relocate, and then each time I'm 90-degree hopping the opposite way. So if the first time I started with my right shoulder on the hoop, the next time I'm gonna start with my left shoulder on the hoop, dropping, snapping it off just like that. Now, one tip that'll help you out is don't think that you always have to have your guide hand fingers pointing straight up to the ceiling. Sometimes it might help to flex them forward just like this, keeping that coin pinched going forward. If you look at a guy like Steph Curry on his release, most of the time he flexes his wrist forward on his guide hand. So you can try that out if you feel like you're lacking some control, especially with these 90 hop shoots. And don't forget, if you want to make sure that you get the right in-game reps, click the top of the link in the description down below. Get free instant access to my quick draw shooting workout, 100% free for you. And if you're new to Shotmechanics, click the subscribe button, head to the comment section down below, leave me a comment, let me know what sort of video you want to see next. Again, this is a channel for the people, by the people, so leave it down below and hopefully we'll be able to get to it. And again, my name is Coach Colin Castell with Shotmechanics Basketball. Thanks for watching, and until next time, splash on.